All right, so in the last video, I introduced line integrals, which are integrals where we're integrating over a space curve. And we can either integrate scalar functions, like a surface in space, or we can integrate vector fields, and we haven't done that quite yet. So let's come back to how we integrate scalar functions over space curves. So in the last video, I showed you that we can represent a scalar line integral using our integral symbol with our curve C, f ds. And for calculations, this would be the integral from t equals a to t equal b. We evaluate our function at a point on our curve, and we have to multiply by the arc length differential, which is the magnitude of r prime of t dt. So this is how we actually calculate a line integral, assuming that it's defined from t equals a to t equal b. So let's go over some steps, and then we'll evaluate our first line integral. So the first thing that we need to do is, given a curve, we will need to find a parametric description of our curve C. Sometimes that's given, sometimes we have to find it ourselves. So we may have to parametrize some curves so that we've defined the curve, or parameterize it as r of t equals x of t, y of t, and it's defined by vectors that point to the points on the curve, and here a less than or equal to t less than or equal to b. The second thing that we'll need, if you look above, we're going to need to find r prime of t as well as the magnitude of r prime of t, or the speed of our curve. And then we will need to make some substitutions. And by that I mean that we will need to rewrite our function f composed with r of t. And then we can set up our integral and integrate. So let's see how we can do this. Suppose that we are trying to find the line integral over a curve of our surface x ds, where c is the arc of a parabola y equals x squared from the point 1, 1 to 3, 9. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to parameterize our curve, right? So idea here is that we have some surface and we are integrating that surface over a parabola on the xy plane. So our curve looks like this. I don't know what our surface looks like, but whatever it does, I think it's some kind of z equals x, right? So it's a plane. So maybe we've got something like this, and we want to know, well, I can't really picture it here, but we want to get kind of the value of, I'll just picture one piece of it, the area under the surface above the curve throughout its domain, the domain of the curve, right? So this is kind of a general idea, not very detailed here. I did put an applet on Blackboard that shows you exactly what this one looks like, so we can take a look at it later. But let's go through our steps of how we're going to do this. We need to first, so remember that in order to evaluate a scalar line integral, we're going to rewrite this so that our integral goes from t equals a to t equals b. We compose our function with the vector function, our curve. So in other words, we find a point on our curve and find the point that corresponds on the surface at that point on the curve. And then we have to multiply by our arc length differential, r prime of t, magnitude r prime of t dt, so that this becomes an integral where our independent variable is t. All right, first step is going to be here. Let's parameterize our curve. And we have a parabola, y equals x squared. And this goes from 1, 1 to 3, 9. So an easiest way to parameterize this is to let one of our variables, x or y, be t. And I think the easiest thing here would be to let our x be t, which means that we could write r of t where the x component is t and the y component is t squared, since y equals x squared. So that's a parametric representation of y equals x squared. And since t here is equal to x, we know that t then is going to go from 1 to 3. So we have our bounds on t, since t and x are the same, and t will go from 1 to 3. So we have parametrized our curve. Now we're ready to find the derivative of our curve, so the velocity function, and then we need our speed, the magnitude of velocity. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have our velocity function, r prime of t, will be 1 and 2t. And the magnitude, and this is also, we can replace ds, which is our arc length differential. This is going to be the square root of 1 squared plus 2t squared, which is 4t squared. All right. Now we can make some substitutions, and by that is, remember that we want our function, f of xy, we want to write it in terms of t. So f of xy was x, that was our integrand function. And so in terms of t, this is just going to be equal to t, since x and t are the same. So we have just found, let me be a little bit more specific here, f of xy is x, but when we make a substitution of r of t here, we get that x is equal to t. And now we can set up our line integral. And we have the integral over our curve of x ds is equal to the integral for t equals 1 to 3 of our function with respect to t, which is t, times the speed, magnitude of r prime of t, which is 1 plus 4t squared dt. Right? So this tells us how much we travel along our curve, and then we multiply by the height of each of those, of our curve, to get the area of the panel above our curve C. And now we're ready to evaluate our integral. So we will evaluate our integral. And we can do a u substitution here. We can let u be 1 plus 4t squared. Du will be 8t dt. So t dt is du over 8, which means we have a 1/8 factor on the outside, and this is a u to the 1/2 du. When we integrate this, we have a 1/8. U to the 1/2 will add 1, so it'll be u to the 3/2 times 2/3. So 2/3 u to the 3/2. Let's simplify this a little bit, which will give me a 1/12 u to the 3/2. Now, if we go back to our actual integral, we have that the integral from 1 to 3 of t root 1 plus 4t squared dt will be 1/12, and our u was 1 plus 4t squared. This is raised to the 3/2, and this is from 1 to 3. And we can evaluate this by using the fundamental theorem of calculus. So we've got, when we put in a 3, I have a 1/12 times 9 times 4 is 36, so 37 to the 3/2, minus 1/12 times 5 to the 3/2. And I'm going to leave that as my answer. So there is our first line integral over a scalar function.